You mentioned Chet Holmgren, just on him, and then we'll move on. He only played 22 minutes in a competitive game, and it wasn't because of foul trouble. He had one foul. Mark just kept him off the court for stretches at a time. And among the reasons is because he's not really giving them anything special on the offensive end of the court. Like, he's a unique talent, an undeniable talent, but exactly how you use him, I still think is something they're trying to figure out, especially when you've got, the preseason National Player of the Year in the front court as well, in Drew Timme. In theory, you're supposed to play Timme on the block and let Holmgren float as a legit 7-foot center, because he is, again, theoretically dangerous from out there. He's 0-4 from 3 against Alabama, and he's shooting 30% from 3 so far on the season. So he'll be fine, and he'll be a top 5 pick, and he'll have an amazing career and make $200 million. But Paolo Banchero can take over a game right now, and has. I think J.D. Davison can take over a game, and on some level did. I don't know that Chet is ready to take over a high-profile game against comparable talent quite yet, whether that's because of his strength or because he's not comfortable completely on the offensive end, or because he's not reliably making that shot. But I think we saw in that game, and have seen here and there, early in the season, why, despite the fact that he is number 1 in a lot of people's mock drafts, it's certainly not clear cut. And at this point, and I've said this really since, the night of the 2021 NBA draft, I understand why other people would argue in favor for him. I don't think he's the guy I would take first overall.
Yeah, it was noticeable when he wasn't on the floor at the end of the game, or, in spurts leading up to the end of the game. And because he did have a couple of spots in the first half where he almost just opportunities, second chance opportunities around the rim, or just altering shots. Like, he was doing things you need him to do. But I think it's fair to say that in order for Gonzaga to be a top 5 level team this season consistently, and to be there once we get to March, you need to have him available and contributing in significant ways on the floor at the end of the game. And so, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I just couldn't help but notice it as I watched it play out on Saturday night.